All right. Vlog of the day. Vlog of the day. I was going to talk about something, but I got to say this just so it's on record so I'm not crazy. Or maybe I am. I don't know. So, I just got out of Orange Theory Fitness today, so whew, another it was so weird. It's like I have gone this is my third time going, and it's like they change it because I don't know what's going on, and they change it, and then they expect me to know what's going on. And I'm like, when we first went, you've got three stations. You have the treadmill, the rower, and the weight station. And when we first went, we went as a group. We were on the rower for about 30 minutes. Then they switched us to the weights, and then they switched us to the treadmill. Okay, so fine, but what was it? The second time I went, so that was the free class. The second time I went was like another intro to see if I wanted to join or not, and it was like what did we do? We did it. It was like you had to row for so many minutes, then you had to go to the weight station, then you had to go back to the row, and then you had to go back to the weight. I don't know. It was just really weird. I couldn't keep up. And then I went today, and it was a total different routine. And then she's like, "Is this your first time? Have you not done this before?" I'm like, "This is my third time, and you guys keep changing it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You don't give any instructions on what's going on. You just said, here, this is what we're doing. Then I have to listen to you while I'm trying to work out." So, anyway, blah, 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 blah. That's not really why I wanted to talk. But let me tell you, this is why I wanted to talk. So, I just need to say it so it's on record, right? But, I don't know what it is. I think before I even say that, let's just back up to what happened. So it was Friday night, this past Friday, June 9th. No, June 8th. June 8th. So June 8th, this Friday, last Friday. I was asleep, and I was like in a deep sleep, like, you know, when you're dreaming, like my dreams were vivid, everything. But it was like I was pulled out of my dream. And usually when something like that happens, it's because I heard something, or like something woke me up. My alarm woke me up, something. So when I'm in a deep sleep and something like that happens, it's because of a reason. This time there was no reason. It was like I was pulled out of this dream that I was having. And I remember, like, I was asleep, and that happened, and my eyes were closed, and I was just like, what the hell? And I started like listening, like, did I hear something? Something happened? My senses were on high, you know? And so I was just like, no, I don't hear anything. It's like, okay. So I'm like, but it's funny because I don't know if it was because I'm, you know, like my senses, I can't talk. My senses like were on high alert or something. And so my body felt tingly. It felt really weird, the whole thing. Like I almost felt like I had an out of body experience because like I just felt like I was floating. Like I was floating, and I was coming back down to my body. It was so weird. It was so weird. I don't think I've ever felt like that before. So I finally like, okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. And I feel mellow. Now when I don't know. Anyway, I feel like the edge of my bed where my feet are, it's heavier. And I was like, all right, that's weird, whatever. Mind you, my eyes are still closed. It's dark. And then I feel like my little cat, Shadow, jumps on the bed. They were all in the room earlier, but one of the cats, I had to get him out. So I kicked him out of the room, closed the door, and when I was coming back, I'm like, oh, the other two are probably still in here, but I don't see them. So I was like, I don't know, maybe they're out there, whatever. So anyway, I feel her jump on the bed, and I'm like, oh, I guess she was still in here. I move my leg over to try to like feel her, but there's nothing there. And I was like, oh, that's weird. It's like, I guess she's not there. So I was like, whatever, trying to go back to sleep. All of a sudden, I feel like my cat, she likes to like crawl in little nooks, So she'll always lay between my legs. She'll always get comfy and just lay there. I started feeling her footsteps in between my legs. And I was like, oh, I guess she is here. So I close my legs together to try and trap her so I can pull her towards me, and get her. I do that and nothing's there. And I'm like, now, because I had my eyes closed this whole time. At this point, I open my eyes and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Where is she? And I look and there is nothing on my bed. Nothing. All of a sudden, the TV turns on by itself. Yeah. I was like, what the hell? And it was so funny because my man's was next to me, and he kind of wakes up and he's looking at me like, why the hell did you turn on the TV? And I'm like, nothing to see here. Click. And I turn it off. And I was like, that is fucking crazy. And it's funny because a few months ago, he was like, in the morning, he's like, hey, come here. I got something I got to tell you. It's like, what? He's like, last night when you were in the shower, I was trying to fall asleep, and I felt shadow on the bed. Like, I felt her jump on the bed. I was like, yeah. And he's like, she wasn't there. There was nothing on the bed. And he's like, then I got freaked out. I turned around and was like, I'm just going to go to bed. And he's like, she started walking on me. And I was like, there is nothing on the bed. And so it's funny because when all this was going on, that is what came into my mind. And I was just like, oh my God. It's like, what is going on? So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like shit like that always happens to me. Always. Now, I don't know if you follow me or not, but I have videos probably from like last year or something. I don't remember. But my mom came down to visit, and she was here with my two nieces, great nieces. And I think she's like 7 maybe. 7, yeah, my niece. And they were staying in my son's room. He's not here. He was in California at the time. And so anyway, they're staying in my son's room. And we're just hanging out, and then the next day we're leaving. We're going to go to the store, and I'm outside with her, the 7-year-old, my niece, and we're just talking, and she's like, hey, did you know your house was haunted? And I went, what? What are you talking about? And it's funny because she had no reason to say this. It's not like we're talking about ghosts or anything. We're just outside waiting for everyone to come out so we could go to the store. And I was just like, oh, this is my 7-year-old niece, right? And she's like, yeah, it's a man. And I'm like, what? And I was like, okay. I'm like, is this a good man? Or I'm like, no, is this a big man or a little man? Like, is it a boy, kid, man? I don't know. And she's like, no, it's a man. We were playing hide and seek last night. And I went, and then my mom and everyone comes out of the house. Like, we're ready to go. And I was like, okay. But what in the hell? So, and in my mind, I'm like, that kind of doesn't freak me out too bad, but it is kind of funny that my cats will go in the room and all of a sudden, like, we'll come home. No. So it's like this. We'll have them out in the house, obviously. We'll leave for work. We'll come home, and one of them is trapped inside the door or the room, like the door's closed, and it's it's like, how'd you get trapped in there? Like, who closed the door? How'd you? And it only happens once in a while, not all the time, and that's the room that they get trapped in. So it's kind of freaky. But like I said, shit like this always happens to me. Always. I was at my other apartment, and I swear to you, at my peripheral vision, I saw a lady in white just walk by. And I went, did I just see that? Did I just see that? I don't know. And then, like, I went to San Antonio, and apparently there was a ghost that followed us into the room. I don't know. Like I said, shit like that always happens to me. But anyway, I just had to say this, get it on tape, and just so I know if something happens, I'm not crazy. But I really... So what we used to... I have a camera now. And when all that shit was happening and my niece had said that, I wanted to put the camera in the room. And we did. But nothing ever happened. Now I want to put that room in the camera in my room. But I'm scared because if I see something, I might not be sleeping in my room anymore. So, I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's a cat ghost. I don't know. It's so weird though, because it's like my cat's shadow is walking on the bed. So I don't get it. I don't know. Just so weird. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I just had to get it on video. All right, bye.